Dude, are you walking a miniature poodle? That's not a dog, it's a rat with a collar. Put down the poop. It's time for you to man up. Comedy Time presents Man Up, Stand Up.
Explosion! Man up! Stand up! Drink a beer, shoot a deer, and punch somebody in the face. Oh yeah! Man up! That's right! Stand up! Doing push-ups, lifting weights, man up or stand up tonight. Oh, man up, stand up tonight. Yeah!
Welcome to Man Up, Stand Up, where we provide real men with their comedy fitness program. We don't do yoga or Tai Chi, but we do like a nice set of chi-chis. So hold on to your buns of steel, because we got some laughs for the man in you. As always, we've got four hilarious comedians. You'll see Jeff Lott, Humberto Guida, and Theo Von. And to kick things off, here's some short, fast, funny from Tim Babb.
So, I'm not a big sports guy. A lot of guys, people following baseball, football, whatever. I like to read comic books. My rationale is, no matter how good your sports team is, they'll eventually lose. Justice League of America always wins. You know what I mean? They get it done. Superman flies in, Wonder Woman's got her lasso, Aquaman splashes. I'm not sure what he's there for, but the point is they get it done. But what I don't understand, sports fans look down on nerds, and I don't really understand why. Because we're more alike than we are different. Think about it. What's the difference between a guy dressed up as Gandalf the Grey, standing in line for a midnight showing of Lord of the Rings, than some Packers fan with a styrofoam cheese head, no shirt, green body paint, yes. 32-degree weather, he don't pay no mind. He's there to support the team. Which one's the nerd, you tell me? How you can give me crap about my Han Solo is my homeboy t-shirt when you show up to game day at Dodger Stadium wearing the hat, the jersey, a glove, the cleats? What do you think, you're the team's secret weapon? Hey, call your tubby butt down to the field at some point? Hey, coach, the third baseman broke his ankle. Not a problem. There's a sperm whale dressed in his uniform sitting in section 29.
Well, what do you know? Nerds can be manly. So the next time you think about beating up a geek, think twice. Beat up a goth kid instead. On deck, we have Jeff Lott, who's going to tattoo the funny right on your face when Man Up, Stand Up returns. We now return to Man Up, Stand Up. Jeff Lott thinks tattoos say a lot about a person. They do. Just ask my friend Chuck. He has a tattoo of Alf. And now he has to wear a turtleneck for life. Ink Up with Jeff Lott.
Thinking about getting another tattoo? Anybody in here tattoos? Of course. Yes! This side of the room, some people over here. Tattoos are a good way to show the world that you are bad with money. What am I gonna do with $400? Initials! Tattoos are like bumper stickers. You throw one on and you're like, I'm gonna feel this way forever. Then you roll over one morning, you're like, Nader in 04. What was I thinking? I can't read Japanese. Seriously, what does that say? What does that say? Because if you get one, you're gonna want to show it off. That's the problem. Because you throw one on, you're like, well, eventually I'm gonna have to show it. That's how you see people wearing shorts in the middle of winter going, hey, I identify with a Tasmanian devil. And I was in a tribe for a little bit. I didn't know if you got the other calf. And women's tattoos are the best, man. That's a great way. I love it, because women put them in two places. They either put one on their back or they throw one up here. And it's a totally different woman, depending, because on the back, we call it the tramp stamp. Yeah. Now, hey, I don't think that having a tattoo on your back makes you a tramp, ladies. All right, it's not helping your case, but it's not. It could work in your favor, You feel like hooking up, you don't want to talk, like, hey, what's up? Okay, let's go. No, none of this. Just. Because, it's where a woman puts the tattoo that tells you what kind of woman you're dealing with. Because on her back, it's kind of sexy and flirty, but Mama throws one up here. You get in the cage with a totally different weight class. Oh, you've seen her, yeah. Because back here it's like, well, my mouth says no, but my tribal butterfly says one more Appletini, and I'll probably bum a menthol cigarette. You'll probably see me pee outside tonight. I'm a good girl, but I get crazy on Thursdays. You should come to my church too. The pastor's really. We have a bass player. But if that lady has a tattoo up here, it's more like, well, my mouth says no, but my flaming red heart says, bring your bowling team. Let's go, fellas, 2 at a time. I don't have a happy hour. You want to pick it up? Jeez. Goes without saying, but fellas, let's not wake the baby. All right, stretch out. Gross. We all dance with her sooner or later. How'd you get that scar on your head? I hit it on the car seat. Wild night. I saw a 19-year-old kid, like, I don't know if he was 19, relatively young kid the other day with a neck tattoo, and I remembered, oh, right, we need birth control in the water supply. It's 2009. Come on, just put it in there. Don't tell me it's in there, just put it in there. You know, a million years ago, we needed more people. It's like, go ahead, keep having sex, do it, more people. And now it's like, we're done. Let's cool it off for a little bit, all right? I truly believe we need birth control in the water supply. And it would make the water taste just a little funny, so that when you drink the water, there's something off about this. We should get like a water filter for the house. And that proves that not only do you have a discerning palate, but you also have your life together enough to be able to afford a water filtration system for the house, and therefore should be having children. It's pretty simple. I don't know. I understand, you know, my ideas aren't for everybody. My life has changed a lot in the past couple of years because I had my identity stolen. Which, I don't know, sir, have you ever gotten married? It takes years to clean it up, I'm telling you, man. They get everything. Bank account, credit cards, action figures, dreams. Gone. And people ask me now, they'll be like, hey, now that you're married, what do you think of gay marriage? I was like, you know, I'll tell you this right now. I think all marriage is gay. Seriously. Come on. You're gonna make me rent a tux in the middle of August because you want your own prom? This was kind of fun. I got married a few years ago, and after I got married, my wife and I put profiles out on eHarmony. Now, the reason we did it is because they put out this big thing about, like, hey, answer our questions, we'll match you to the person who's perfect for you. Like, all right, eHarmony, let's see if you can do as good of a job as vodka. And it was really cool because my wife and I put out profiles, different times, different cities, different computers, and 2 weeks later, they matched my wife and I perfectly to the same black guy.
Those internet dating sites are tricky. You go in expecting to meet Samantha the secretary, but all along you're chatting with Sam the senator. Not with my mouse. Up next, we have Humberto Guida, who gives us a whole new meaning to the word broke. Hold on to your cash. We'll be back with more Man Up Stand Up. Welcome back to Man Up Stand Up. Humberto Guida is so broke, he had to declare Chapter 8.5. The man can't even afford to make sense. On the positive side, his repo man asked him to be the best man at his wedding. Cash in on some hilarity with Humberto Guida.
So I'm broke, and I'm dating a black girl. Not that there's a correlation between me being broke and dating a black girl. You racist bastards. But I'm starting to realize that this relationship is turning out to be a lot harder than just voting for Obama. She beats me up when she catches me with Asian porn. It's not fun. But one positive note about going out with a black girl is that black guys give me respect, you know? Like, for instance, I went out to like the park the other day and I jumped in on this pickup basketball game. And this black dude on my team, he saw that I showed up with my girl, and this guy does something that no black guy has ever done to me in a basketball court. He passed me the ball. He passed me the ball! I felt black, I felt accepted. I put up an air ball, nobody touched me on the shot, I called a foul. And then I got my ass kicked. I got my ass kicked pretty good. Yeah. I'm Cuban. Any Cuban? Yeah? No? But you're Latinos. But yeah, you know, thank you. Yeah, Cuba Libre, que vola hacer. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds Cuban. Cubans are an exaggerating kind of people. You know, we exaggerate about how much we had and how good we had it before Castro took it all away. But that's what Cubans exaggerate about back in Miami, where I'm from. Here in LA, a Cuban like me exaggerates about one thing: the fact that he's not Mexican. I've been deported 3 times since I moved here. But I kid Mexicans. Are there any Mexicans here tonight? I love Mexicans because they screw a lot. Rabbits screw like Mexicans. That's how much Mexicans screw. Yeah. I have a crazy Cuban family. It all begins with my grandmother, my abuelita. You know, she kind of raised me, and she insists, every time she sees me, she insists on asking me how many bowel movements I've had that day. She's like, "¿Ha hecho?" And no matter what time of the day she asks me this question, morning, noon, or night, I better tell her that I've taken at least 2 poops, or else I have cancer. 2 poops or cancer. She's a wise Latina. And I come from a family full of retards. So, there's my dad. My dad is always saying, you know what that means? It means I crap on nothing. Because he has no one to blame but himself for everything, you know? He had his baseball dreams kind of interrupted because he had to leave Cuba in his teens, so he wanted to live his baseball dreams vicariously through me. But I sucked at baseball. I sucked at T-ball. I couldn't hit the ball. It just stayed right there. I couldn't hit the ball. In fact, the only 2 balls I hit the entire season were my dad's. Let me tell you what happened. He came over, tried to show me how to hold the bat in front of all the other kids. I swung and hit him right in the nuts. And then I ran around the bases. It was my only chance. Come to think of it, our relationship has never been the same since. The only normal person in my family is my sister. And she's really cool. She's like this up-and-coming advertising executive. You know, she lives on her own with a dog, not a cat. And she was a high school track and field champion. My sister's a lesbian. And it doesn't bother me or my dad that my sister's a lesbian, you know? We don't gotta worry about the thought of some young punk trying to give her the goo, you know? Yeah. Plus, I always have someone to spot me at the gym. Always have someone to spot me at the gym. But it bothers my mom because my mom wants grandkids. Like any Latina, she wants grandkids. But the pressure's on my sister to have these grandkids because I've been pissing blood for the past 3 years. Thanks to alcohol, unprotected sex, the list goes on and on. Anyway, we figure I'm infertile. So the pressure's on my sister, but check this out. My mom, she blames me for turning my sister gay. Yeah, she's like, you played tackle football with her when she was a kid and it confused her. I'm like, Mom, I made her wear a helmet and a cup every time I played football. How did that confuse her? It's anyone's guess. Don't blame me. So I'm looking for a job right now. You know, like I said, I'm tired of milking the state of California for money they don't send me. Is anyone on unemployment and not getting any checks? Jesus. Anyway, that wasn't part of my act. I just threw that in there right now because I thought about it. But you know, I'm starting to realize that as an actor and a comedian, I'm a little too, what's the word that they use, unstable for certain careers. Like I applied to be a 911 operator, and you know, yeah, can you imagine me as a 911 operator? Well, I did it, and the first day of training, they put you on a live call to see how you're gonna handle it. I thought I did awesome. I was like, 911, what's your emergency? But when the guy on the other end tells me that he accidentally hit a major artery using a kitchen knife, I thought about what my acting coach tells me, to go with your gut when it comes to a performance. And I was like, oh my God, what the hell are you gonna do, bro? Oh, you are so screwed! Help! Help! I started screaming for help.
Thank you, Humberto, for showing us how to man up during a crisis. Personally, an emergency to me is running out of beer, Doritos, or porn. but it's hard to dial 911 when you're passed out on the couch with cheesy fingers. Theo Von is up next to slap you funny when Man Up Stand Up returns. Time for more Man Up Stand Up. Theo Von wants to be a superhero. I think all of us do. Then we could use our X-ray vision to look into women's locker rooms and leap a tall building when the cops come. Faster than a speeding bullet, here comes Theo Von.
I was thinking, man, if I was a superhero, I would want to be superficial. And they would be like, superficial, a baby just got hit by a bus. And I'd be like, well, what was the baby wearing? Oshkosh bagosh? Call me when you got a little victim in Prada. Maybe not. A lot of white people in here, huh? You know who you are, okay? You glow in the dark. I see you, all right? I like white people, man. They're cool, you know, but they're hard to stereotype. Like other cultures, other ethnicities, easier to stereotype, you know? Asian people eat food with sticks, drive like that's their gimmick, okay? Mexican people either build a nativity scene in the dashboard of their car or teach their kids to beat things with sticks until they get what they want out of them. Like piñatas and tourists. Yeah. Black people either dance really well or walk extremely slowly across the street. Hurry up, black people, okay? But I don't blame y'all for walking slow. I'd go slow too if I had to wait for a little blinking white guy to tell me I could go. It makes sense, people. I'm just sharing things with you. Yes. From the South. You guys may have heard of it. Lower than the North. Second place in the Civil War. Ring a bell? I like the South, man. It's different than here, though. At home, you know, like a tranny was something that shifted gears, you know? Out here, a tranny is someone that's had their gears shifted. Different program. Out here, a heroine is a female character that saves the day. At home, it was something you did with daddy. But what I like best about the South is that everybody has a family member that's been injured by fireworks. This is our boy Bobby. He lost his knuckles to a whirling buster cat. This is our daughter Janie. She lost her virginity to a bottle rocket. Janie couldn't be here, people. Sulfur burns. Moving on. I have an interesting family myself. My father was 70 years old when I was born. It's a true story. Yes, wow. My mother was 32, which basically makes me a stand-up comedian. Or a product of loose skin and loose morals, if you look at it like that, people. Yeah, it's just my life. Chill out. It's kind of interesting though, growing up with a dad in his 70s because of like the quality time we would spend. Like shortly after I was born, my dad had one of his strokes, so we were both learning to walk at the same time. We used to have little races for cookies, soft batch, and we would play games like catch or don't. And my favorite game is Dad sleeping or is he no longer with us? Yeah. Your turn to hold a mirror under his nose. Yeah, fiesta. Yeah, it's a blast. And the teacher at school would say, well, Theo, eat all your vegetables. Don't you want to grow up big and strong like your dad? My dad can't turn his neck. And he sits when he pees. I don't know what I want to eat, lady. Don't want to go home. And the kids at school would be like, well, my dad can beat up your dad. No. Your dad's got more organs than my dad. But my dad used to your grandmother. Yes, indeed. Back in the days when they didn't even have protection, when all you wore was hope. Do you have any condoms? Nope, but I have my fingers crossed. Giddy up. Those were the days. Yeah, you girls played house, we played assisted living center. You gotta build a bunch of ramps. It's insane. It gets out of hand. And people say to me, they're like, well, Theo, you shouldn't make fun of your conception. You know, you were that lucky sperm. Lucky sperm? I shot out of a 70-year-old cannon, cuz. I was the only sperm. I had a walker. I saw one other skeleton of a sperm wearing a Vote for Lyndon B. Johnson button. That's not an orgasm, that's musket fire. Serious. Indeedly do. A lot of ladies in here tonight, a couple at least, huh? Nice. I like girls, man, like all kinds, big, small, sleeping. Okay? Dated a lazy-eyed girl for a little while. Hell of a skeet shooter. All right? Chill out. God. What gets me about ladies nowadays, though, and guys back me up on this, is they don't cook anymore, okay? I date, I'm hungry, all right? And here's my thoughts on it, ladies. If God didn't want you to cook, then why did he naturally put milk and eggs in your body? Ingredients. You ladies make a grand slam breakfast. And don't be bitching when I bring syrup in the bedroom.
Syrup in the bedroom? Better not be blueberry. I tried that once, and by the time we were through, it looked like two Smurfs killed each other. More slipping and sliding when Man Up Stand Up returns. Thanks for watching Man Up Stand Up. Now, we're not just funny, we're educational. Let's see what you've learned in the Man Up recap. Tim Babb shows us that being nerdy can still be manly. So ladies, watch out. You may find yourself being seduced by a hobbit with a large bank account. Jeff Lott warns us about girls with tattoos on their chest. Basically, not the type of girl you bring home to meet your mom. Especially if the tattoo says Lou, and your name is Brad. Humberto Guida proved to us that even if you're broke, you can still have a sense of humor. Just don't plan on having anything else. And Theo Von points out that women today don't like to cook. My girlfriend would disagree. But to her, cooking is making a hot pocket. Well, that's all the manning up you're getting from me today. This has been Comedy Time presents Man Up Stand Up. I'm Adam Hunter and I'm out. Peace.